Hello guys and girls, Fuzzfinger here, and welcome to the 44th episode of our Final Fantasy VIII walkthrough. And we've just picking up here with Squall and Rinoa. And as we're floating around, we decide to turn back on the gravitational forces in order to, well, still float around I guess, but not as much floaty action as there was a moment ago. So finally we have Rinoa back in our party, and the first thing we're probably going to want to do at this point is just make sure that Squall and Rinoa are junctioned, because there are going to be some battles. So good junctions to do at this point is, well, you're going to want to focus on your status attack. So stick anything on there that you have, except Confuse, which won't work. But, you know, Darkness, perhaps, or even anything that does knockout. You can also put Darkness on your status defense. In fact, it's probably going to be better off on there, as well as Silence. But just source out your status stuff, and then as we head through, we're going to be thrust into battle. As always, if you enjoy this episode, don't forget to hit the like button on YouTube. And a big thank you to everybody who supports me by watching these videos, you know, posting comments, and a big thanks to those who have supported me on Patreon as well. You guys are awesome. But without any further ado, let's get on ahead and see what the episode holds in store for us here as we join Squall and Rinoa on the Ragnarok. One other thing that I've just done as well is put lightning protection in elemental defense, and I've put death, the magic, on Rinoa's status attack, since that could actually potentially help in the battles that are to be faced here. I don't recommend using Mug on these upcoming battles, since the drops from the monsters we're going to be fighting are actually better than the mugs that we can get. So if we head through the door here, we shall encounter the scenes that no doubt we expected by this point. That's mean of Squall. He could have given Rinoa a hug. It wouldn't have hurt anything. But anyway, we're heading through to the next area here. And yet another scene. And what is that? That, my friends, is a Propagator. Quite an unfriendly fella, and it seems to have invaded the Ragnarok here. So we're going to head downstairs, offer it a cup of tea or something. Hello. Nope, not interested in that. He just wants to fight us. So this guy isn't really a boss. At most he's only going to have 5,000 health, so he's not going to take too much effort to beat down. Rinoa has a good chance of one-shotting him, just like that, because I've equipped death onto her status attack. And if you mug him, you get Wizard Stone. If you don't mug him, then you'll get Shell Stone as a drop, which is substantially better. Not for the casting of the shell effect, but for the modding and refinement and everything else that comes with that. So, right, so that was a nice easy fight, wasn't it? What you don't yet realise is that there's an actual puzzle. As you saw when we went in that room, there was another one of these propagators, a red one. Now, the abilities of the different colours are the same, but there's basically a puzzle here, and it goes like this. There's 4 different colours: purple, red, and I think the other ones are blue and yellow. And for each colour, there are 2 propagators, so they come in pairs. Now, propagators will respawn every time you kill another propagator of a different colour. So if we go and kill that red one, then this purple one is going to respawn. So you have to kill the propagators in the correct order. You have to kill both colours of each pair in order to stop them from respawning. The other way to do it, which is more lengthy, so I'm not going to be doing it, is if you kill 25 propagators of any colour, then they will stop respawning. But that's obviously going to take quite a bit of time, so, you know, maybe if you've got death equipped, you might want to go that route and just run in and out of this room, one-shotting them. Also, saving your game won't do much, because I think if you reload a game, then all the propagators you've killed will respawn. Anyway, even if you've killed them when you save, if that makes sense. So, we've just killed the purple propagator here. He's lying dead. So we need to go and find another purple one. But this red one is going to come charging at us. So we're going to have to be quick here. As we head through the door, then the trick is we just need to be pretty speedy as we head through the door on the left here. And that will give us access to the second purple propagator. So once we've taken care of this guy, which we're about to do, that means that they won't actually respawn at that point. Well, these purple ones won't anyway. So they are done and dealt with. Now make sure you follow the path I'm giving you precisely, because sometimes as you head back into previous rooms, a propagator can appear that wasn't there before. So just bear that in mind, that they can catch you off guard. Head back out to the right here, and we'll take care of the red one next, the first of the 2 red ones. So as long as you set your characters up as I've instructed you to do, then these guys should be pretty darn easy, in all honesty. If you've got a low strength and magic stat, and you haven't protected against darkness, silence and thunder magic, then they can actually prove to be somewhat more challenging than what you're witnessing at this point. But there goes the first of the 2 red ones. We need to go and hunt the second one down now. And if we head over to this next room here on the left, you'll see a yellow or green, sorry, propagator. I think it's yellow, I don't know. But anyway, we're not interested in that yet. We're going to head south. We get a message saying there's a security lock released. And here's the second of the red propagators. So we take care of this fella, and we shall no longer be seeing these anymore. Goodbye to that. So we're going to head through here, and then into this room over on this side, and there we'll see a yellow propagator, so we're going to go and face this in battle next. The reds aren't respawning anymore. So we know it's got a high chance of deathing these guys. Not 100%, but a high chance. By the way, in this room, you can read the controls here. If you want to, you don't have to. And they tell you the rules for the game that we're actually playing at the moment, if you want to call it a game. I guess it's a kind of side quest mini game type thing, isn't it? So we've already figured that out, of course. We don't need to read that information. But just in case you do, it's there. And now we're going to head south again. Oh, there's a draw point there. With some life magic, which I do not need. And here we can see the second of the yellow propagators. And down he goes. You can head south here back to the save point if you want as well. If you want to save at this moment. We're going to head back at this point to where we fought the first purple propagator. Only this time you'll not be going through the main door here, but if you see over here there's another small door on the right hand side. If we head through there, we'll see the other green propagator. So we'll kill this one. This will be the first of the two greens. And once we've killed these guys, by the way, these final two, then we are done with this side quest, minigame, battle quest, whatever you want to call it. And you can also save again if you really want to, since there's another save point, but I'm not going to bother now. And now it's just a case of returning to the second green propagator, which is the one we've kept ignoring up until this point. Hello. And once we've killed that fella, we can actually head on to this elevator for another selection of scenes. Some quite long ones as well, so sit back and enjoy.
I saw you smiling at me. Was it real or just my fantasy? You'd always be there in the corner of this tiny little bar. My last night here for you. Same old songs, just once more. My last night here with you. Maybe yes, maybe no. I kind of liked it your way, how you shyly placed your eyes on me. Did you ever know that I had mine on you? Darling, so there you are, with that look on your face, as if you never hurt, as if you never down. Shall I be the one for you, who pinches you softly but sure? If frown is shown, then I would know that you are no dreamer. So let me come to you, close as I wanna be, close enough for me to feel your heart beating fast, and say the rest I whisper, how I love you, peaceful lies on me. Did you ever know that I had mine on you? Darling, so shall
Finally, we get control back of Squall here, and we're going to head back up inside the Ragnarok. And we can head through the left-hand door here. And into the cabin area. Which will kick off another quick scene. Right, so we seem to have a rough idea of what our plan is going forward. Once you've got control back of Squall, we just need to try and head towards the exit. And that'll kick off the final scene before we actually get full freedom back for our party. So, it looks like we're flying in the Ragnarok once more. So we're going to head back up the elevator here, and it looks like what our party just suggested is in fact the reality. So the next story destination is the Memorial, the Sorceress Memorial. And we are going to be heading there pretty pronto, despite the fact we've got freedom at this point with the Ragnarok. There is going to be a lot of optional content which we can do, and we are going to do so. But we're just going to get the next story section out of the way first. But before we do that, we're going to head back over to Shumi Village, because for the first time in a long while, we can use the Ultima draw point again. And you should get a nice amount this time, because it's been a good while since we've last used it. And we should still get a good few draws out of it before this area becomes inaccessible to us, which, as I mentioned, it does. So make sure you are getting the Ultima draw point at every available opportunity that you can. It's pretty awesome that for the first time in Final Fantasy VIII, we now actually have access to the traditional Final Fantasy airship in the form of the Ragnarok. So as usual, give your magic character the highest magic stats possible, but make sure that they only have a maximum of 85 Ultima, since you can get 15 from the draw here, and you don't want to overdraw since those would be wasted. So Selphie here has 85 Ultima, equipped to her magic stat, which is nice and high. So we'll do the usual and pay the 5,000 gil. $14 will do nicely. So we're getting a nice stock of Ultima now, it's got to be said. I'm just going to send the extra one back from Irvine. Not that one's going to make a huge difference to Selphie, I would think. But I've now got 135 Ultimas in total. So I'm kind of hoping we might get 2 characters of Ultima stocked up to the max before this location does become unavailable, which is disc 4 at the end of this disc. But because we're going to be doing a lot of, and we're actually story-wise very close to the end of this disc, but because we're also going to be doing a lot of optional content, we should be able to reset that draw point quite a few times between now and when it does become unavailable. So our next destination, which we're heading to in the next episode, is going to be the Sorceress Memorial. And once we've done that, we are going to be doing a whole lot of optional stuff before moving on, including getting new Guardian forces, new items, and lots of other good stuff, some new areas to visit as well as finishing some of the lengthier quests in the game, such as the Queen of Cards side quests and all that good stuff as well. So do come back and join me for all of that. It should be a blast, should be a lot of fun, and we should really get to overpower our characters as well, which is always nice. So thanks for joining me, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you soon for more Final Fantasy VIII.